For generations, Roald Dahl has enchanted children, mine included, by bringing tales of the unexpected to life. Roald was fascinated with the medical world and often took practical steps to help children and families in need. In his memory, his wife set up the Roald Dahl's Marvellous Children's Charity, which strives to help seriously ill children and their families across the UK. And I want to tell you all about their wonderful work and how they need your help. Madison is a very special little girl, and she's only 4.
One arm in.
One arm in.
2.
2 arms in. Madison has the most amazing personality. She's a very determined little girl.
When Madison was 5 months old, Kerry began to notice a change in her.
She was shutting her hand continuously, so tight that it was marking her hand, so we took her to the doctors. They called us to say that she'd had a massive stroke. She'd lost nearly all the right side of her brain. Then our world kind of fell apart after that, really. Just after her first birthday, they diagnosed her with epilepsy. On bad days, she could have up to 40 seizures a day.
Smash, what year are you in? Year 4.
It's been quite tough on Madison's sister Amelia. She kept it all inside her, which for a little girl is upsetting for their mum because she's also my little girl. It's really horrible to know both your children are hurting.
Struggling to come to terms with Madison's epilepsy, Kerry was told about a newly funded Roald Dahl Nurse, based at a hospital nearby.
When I first met the family, they were getting to terms with Madison's diagnosis. There was a lot of anxiety and upset, and it's my role to ensure that I'm always looking at not just the child with the diagnosis, but how that is affecting everybody as a whole. So I'm a children's nurse, and I care for children that are poorly.
When Madison started school, I was very anxious about her having seizures. Emily kindly offered to go into school and train every member of staff on how to save Madison's life should they need to. It's just a massive relief for me that I have someone in my life like Emily.
Not only does Emily visit schools, she also set up an epilepsy support group, helping to build confidence, new friendships, and reduce anxiety.
When a child is diagnosed with epilepsy, it doesn't just affect them, families, learning to support each other. I think that's a really magical part of my job.
As a parent and grandparent myself, I can understand how frightening it must be to have a young child living with an unpredictable condition. And of course, those children grow up and before long find themselves in the very uncertain territory of moving from child to adult healthcare, which for some can be a very frightening experience.
All right, so just your oxygen and your blood pressure.
Giselle is a nurse based in London who specialises in sickle cell disease and thalassemia, both of which are serious blood disorders. Part of her role is to make the transition from child to adult care as smooth as possible.
So the transitioning age starts from 13 to 24, and I think a lot of parents, they get a bit scared about the transitioning process because it's the unknown.
One of the young people Giselle supports is David. He's 18 and lives with sickle cell disease, which can cause episodes of severe pain and has left him needing hospital treatment for a large part of his childhood.
When I was 16, I was told by my doctors that I'd have to make the move between paediatric care and adult care. And for me, that was a daunting time. It's almost like growing up with your best friend and then them moving away.
I wanted to assist him. I wanted to take that stress away. And this is one of the reasons why I think my role is so important. It stops things from this like that happening.
It is not only David who has benefited from Giselle's unwavering support. His sister Deborah, who also lives with sickle cell disease, is currently in the process of transitioning from child to adult care under the watchful eye of Giselle.
She's definitely the lifeline that young adults need in hospitals because she's fighting when you literally can't fight.
Roald Dahl understood that while the skills of doctors are essential to people's recovery, the care, kindness and understanding of nurses is just as important. Within the next 2 years, and with your donations, the charity hopes to fund another 10 of these vital specialist care nurses.
We have 70 innovative nurses, and they're working on a number of underfunded, under-resourced conditions. Families need support when they have a very seriously ill child. And when you see them with a nurse and the sort of relief that they get, that's why we need to have more and more nurses in post across the UK.
As well as providing much-needed emotional support, Roald Dahl Nurses also help families who face financial hardship. The charity can offer targeted grants to fund specialist equipment, something which 13-year-old Cameron has really benefited from. For the first few years of Cameron's life, everything seemed normal. But one night when he was just 4, he had a major seizure.
He was taken by ambulance to hospital and diagnosed him with benign focal epilepsy of childhood. The seizures got worse and worse, and Cameron regressed educationally, socially, and was put on a really aggressive form of steroids, which meant he put on about 5 stone in weight. Cameron always wanted to ride a bike, but he has no balance, so he couldn't ride it.
When I look at the other kids on their bikes, it makes me feel sad.
I'd not long been made redundant from my job, and, you know, money was not as accessible. We were a little bit worried that was it a necessity.
Aware she was unable to make her son's dream of riding a bike a reality, Anne-Marie turned to their Roald Dahl nurse, Louise, who told her the charity could possibly help through their Marvellous Family Grants programme to fund a specially adapted trike.
We wanted something to make exercise fun. His face was amazing. He couldn't believe it. The neighbours' children come out, they were all on their bikes going round and round. He was so happy. For him to feel that he can do more than he thought he could, we can't thank them enough.
With your help, the charity will be able to continue to provide life-changing grants.
I really love my trike because it's the fastest thing in the world.
Roald Dahl's Marvellous Children's Charity believes that every child should receive the best possible health care and support. As Roald once said, somewhere inside all of us is the power to change the world. So please, give what you can. To make a donation, please go to the website www.roalddahlcharity.org/donate. If you want to donate by phone, then call 01 494 890 465. Or if you would like to post a donation, please make your cheque payable to Roald Dahl's Marvellous Children's Charity and send it to Roald Dahl's Marvellous Children's Charity, Montague House, 23, Woodside Road, Amersham, Bucks, HP 6 6AA. Thank you.